What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. This is my first ever vlog of any project I've ever done. I do have quite a bit of projects that I need to get finished up. Let me just bring you up to date with what I have right now. See, hopefully we'll be doing some stuff to my Mitsubishi right here. Get that thing done. Right here I got a K24 Honda engine. This one is for a future project. It's completely running. I just need to clean it up and go through it, see what we're gonna do to it, see where we're gonna put it in. We're still not sure yet. Got mystery car underneath the covers there. I hope to finish this thing one day. Right now, what I have here is a 2001 Suzuki Swift. We call it the Swift R. Okay. I'll give you a little background of this car. A couple of guys and I at work were talking about it one day, doing some sort of weird project, getting the lightest possible body car for close to nothing, and putting in a cool motor, completely stock, just something we can have fun with. And we chose this one between a Mitsubishi Mirage and a Mitsubishi Galant. We chose a Geo Metro. So when we're trying to decide what we're going to put into it, we're all like, what can be powerful, what can be purchased for cheap, what do we not have to do anything to and make it go fast. And that would be anything above 150, 160 horsepower. So what we came up with was a Toyota 20 valve 4AG. This is a black top. This is the higher compression motor. It does come factory with the 4 throttle bodies on the back. This thing is a Frankenstein monster, and it also is a budget build, believe it or not. I mean, we only had about $3,500 to purchase the car, purchase the motor, do anything we could to it to get it in there, get it running. We had quite a few delays on the project due to axles, mostly axles. Wiring wasn't too bad on it. We didn't want to spend $8,000–9,000 to have axles made for this thing, so what we wound up doing some research and purchasing a rod of 4340 chromoly and taking them to a machine shop, actually 2 machine shops, have it turned down, and we took it to another machine shop that did the splining, had them respline for us so we can actually use the Toyota inner CV axle and the Suzuki's outer CV joint. I'm sorry, inner CV joint Toyota, outer CV joint Suzuki. And it worked out fine. I mean, well, I mismeasured the first one, so I had to retake it out and have them redo it again to chop it down about another 1.5 inches. But now it's back. Everything's in. I know it's kind of difficult to see the axles right now, but I'll give you a more in-depth view. The vehicle does run. It's got a few parts from different cars on there. We're using a Honda Civic radiator, Toyota 4AG. As far as suspension goes, there wasn't any real option for this thing to do any type of nice suspension work on it. We did manage to come up with an idea, and what we came up with was to actually use Nissan S13 coilovers, which don't fit exactly. It's not a complete bolt-in. It just took minor modification. We were able to get them on in there. You can see these are from S13. Now the rears you probably couldn't see, but it took us a few times to actually get it this low without affecting the ride at all, but it does handle like a go-kart. We do have it set on a lower setting because the spring rate is overrated for this car. They are 32-way adjustable, so it does, like I said, handle like a go-kart. As far as the interior, pretty much have it stripped down. Really nothing in it, just the glue from the headliner. That shifter assembly, this is originally linkage shifter, like the earlier Hondas. We got this shifter out of a Toyota Tercel, and then we just made a stand for it to elevate it up a little bit, just make it a little nicer. The gauge cluster is out of a '99 Suzuki GSXR motorcycle. So this engine is capable of revving pretty high, and the original gauge cluster didn't come with a tachometer. It was just a speedometer, temperature gauge, and a fuel gauge. Everything does work on it, the blinkers, the fuel indicator. I gotta rewire the tachometer because it actually reads double. I have it tapped into the igniter. I need to go in through the computer for that one. We also have a standalone oil pressure gauge and coolant temperature gauge because the cluster didn't have either of those. So, alright. So what I'm going to do now is pull it on out, get it cleaned up, and then continue on it. Like I said, it is a running car. It needs to have the exhaust completed on it. Right now it's only going from the exhaust manifold to about right under the oil pan there. So it is quick, but it's very loud. So let me get it on out and I'll get back with you. Well, the battery was dead, so I put a battery on it and jump it. It is running good. So there, I got the oxygen sensor right there. I'm gonna plant that in the exhaust after I build it. But it does idle nice. See, our tachometer showing about 2,100 RPM, but we're actually idling at about 1,100 RPM right now. So I have put another tachometer up to it just to test, and it does read only half or double. So, and also when I hit my rev limiter, it hits about 7,800, but on the tachometer it'll show like 15,000 RPM, which, yeah, that's not right. So, like I said, everything does work on this. The blinkers, everything, the fuel, I'm getting a little low on. So, our standalone oil pressure, coolant temperature. Alright guys, I got the Swift in the garage now, in my messy garage. I really need to clean this thing up, but anyway. Alright, I got her up on jack stands. I will be constructing the entire exhaust system using some mild steel U-bends. Got right here. And also some 2 1/4 V-bands. I'm going to be breaking it off in 3 pieces. Right there. What I also did here was, it was kind of tough. It was kind of hard for me to find a flange for the blacktop 4AG, and when I finally did find it, they wanted like $50 for it, and I thought, nah, let's see what else we can do. So I picked up these smaller V-bands, happen to be about the same size, about 1.5" V-band. I cut off the original flange, and I welded these on. I was able to kind of make my own collector right here. They have it wiring off into a flex pipe right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just run the exhaust right out there to a simple ricer muffler. Alright, let me get to chopping. Alright, I got my first cuts I had made right here. We're gonna probably extend it out here a little bit because I have an O2 sensor that comes down here. I need to weld a bung in here. I can go ahead and do that. Yeah, so that way I gotta clear this. I gotta clear the sway bar. So we're gonna come up and another 45 degree out there. Alright. Alright, let's do it. What am I talking? Get it done. About 9 inches. Alright guys, I got my first piece welded here. See, my welds aren't that great. I don't know what's going on in my welder, but I prefer to just throw a bunch of tacks over it. I mean, it's just an exhaust pipe. It's not like it's holding pressure, too much pressure or anything like that. So, been a minute since I've welded, so, but oh well, no excuses here. Alright, let me get this up in the car and see where we're at. Alright, this is where I'm at so far. Okay, I slipped the pipe into the flex pipe here, and then have it turning up. I'm just about to go over. I'm trying to decide, should I just make the break off point right here, or should I continue on a little bit more and do it more closer to the front end of the car right here, just on the other side of the sway bar. So let's have a look. See if you can see, it's kind of dark under here. Got this here. This. Connect there, but I'm afraid that it's gonna hit right here. Yeah, we'll probably do it more closer out here more by adding another 45-degree cut. Just yeah. Sorry guys, kind of dark in here, but you get the point. All right, cool. Let me get that welded up and get on the next piece. Alright, I got the first half of the V-band welded on here on our first piece of pipe here. What I need to do is I started drilling a hole so I can go ahead and weld in this oxygen sensor bung. Put it right here. Alright. There we go. Perfect. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit and go ahead and weld it on in there. Alright. Got the bung welded on there.
It was.
Alright, we got the oxygen sensor bung welded on there. That'll work. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. Alright, we got most of the exhaust done here. Got the I guess you'd call it the downpipe from the manifold. Painted it black. The O2 sensor in place. You got the mid pipe right here, and the muffler. We gotta kind of redo the muffler a little bit. Didn't come out as good as I was hoping it would. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and put this guy on and see where we're at. Be right back. All right, guys, got the exhaust completed on this. Now it's time to move on to the next job right here, which is the motor mount. I'm gonna need to go ahead and redesign it, make it a lot stronger. The cooling system, we got to go through and probably reconfigure that as well. I did blow an upper radiator hose on it. It's probably putting a little bit too much stress on the upper radiator hose, probably why it blew off. The radiator we want to try to mount maybe at an angle like that, so that way we can just shoot a 90 up to a 90 right there. That should help it out quite a bit. The clutch is no good when you're shifting at a high RPM. It just slips really bad, and the car felt great, accelerated fast. I know it has a lot more, knowing that clutch is slipping, and once we get a new one in there gripping, it's going to be great. I'm real excited for that. As far as the clutch went, we just went with the eBay special, just a little $50 stage 1 clutch, saying that it holds up to about 200 pounds of torque. This thing will never see 200 pounds of torque, so we just need to get something in there, because we do plan on taking the car to a local event over in Riverside, California at Adams Track. They will be having a time attack event. They just let you bring whatever you want. It's nothing serious. It's not for money or anything like that. Just want to get it some track time so we can get some data and see if we need to make any tweaks to it. Maybe tweaks to the suspension or even the engine or mounting, whatever we need. We just want to get out there and just have fun. So let me go ahead and start on this mount finally. And I don't want to bore you with step by step, so I'll just keep you posted as I go along with every job.
Yeah.